Once upon a time, at least a month ago, there were three aardvarks who lived in a tiny cottage in the woods.
Now I know what you're thinking. That's ridiculous. Everyone knows that aardvarks live in sub-Saharan Africa. What would they be doing in the woods? But you're probably thinking, aardvarks are solitary animals. There's no way three of them would choose to live together. And you're probably thinking, hey Nereus, how can you be so ignorant? Even if three aardvarks did decide to live communally in a wooded habitat, they'd live in an underground burrow, not in a tiny cottage.
Well, this is a fairy tale. Not everything is going to make sense, so get over it.
Anyway, as I was saying, these three aardvarks lived together in a tiny cottage in the woods.
There was Papa Aardvark, who really liked to spoil a morning porridge. There was Baba Aardvark, who really liked his new beanbag chairs in their living room.
And there was Artie Aardvark, who was a moody aardvark teenager who didn't really like anything except loud music and corn dogs.
One morning, right as Papa Aardvark was getting ready to slurp his bowl of porridge, he noticed a problem.
Added termites. You know I can't eat my morning porridge without fresh termites. It's not my fault. The termite jaws full yesterday. If you only use a single scoop instead of pouring them on, they last a lot longer. I'm an aardvark and like termites. I can't help it. Well, aardvarks are also supposed to be nocturnal, but you're still late to complain this morning. Maybe you should go to bed until nighttime and stop worrying about the termites. I don't want to be nocturnal. Well, I want bed for termites.
Will you two just stop yelling? I can't hear my music.
We're not yelling! Really? The entire argument was kind of silly. It was the sort of thing that could not place in a fairy tale filled with anthropomorphic animals.
Regardless, the three aardvarks still arguing, finally tramped from the cottage in search of more termites and Papa's porridge.
That's when a girl named Goldilocks came wandering through the woods and stumbled upon the aardvark's empty cottage. Hey, I wonder what's in here.
Goldilocks didn't even bother knock. She twisted the doorknob and pushed.
The cottage's front door squawked open on rusty hinges.
The first thing Goldilocks noticed was the three steaming bowls of porridge sitting on the kitchen table.
Breakfast! I'm starving.
Then she skipped over to the table and shoved a spoonful of Papa's porridge into her mouth.
Ow, 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 ha, ha, ha!
She dropped Papa's spoon onto the floor and scooped a spoonful of Mama Aardvark's porridge instead.
Ha, ha, ha! Then she tried Artie's porridge. Ow, my tongue's burning off!
Obviously, Goldilocks was not very smart, since all the three bowls had all been scooped from the same, still, steaming pot of porridge. Naturally, if the first pot of porridge was too hot to eat, the second and third bowls would also be too hot.
Goldilocks hunted through the freezer and cooled off her tongue by eating the entire box of frozen corn dogs.
Then she scanned the rest of the cottage, wondering what else there was to do.
Beanbags! Goldilocks bounded into the living room and launched herself into the air. Geronimo!
Goldilocks landed on Papa Aardvark's beanbag, which sending small white styrofoam beads plastic across the floor.
Worthless, cheap beanbag.
She got it from the floor, brushed styrofoam beads from her hair, and launched herself at Mama Aardvark's beanbag instead.
Cannonball!
Mama's beanbag erupted into a volcano of white beans. beautiful, it wasn't all that surprising. That is, the first beanbag burst open when she jumped on it. The second, third beanbags will burst open too.
Goldilocks didn't care. Eating all the corn dogs and jumping on the beanbags had exhausted her. She had upstairs from that.
Unfortunately for Goldilocks, since aardvarks used to sleeping in burrows, Mama, Papa, and Artie didn't have any beds. They just slept on the floor.
So instead of napping, Goldilocks stuffed Artie's headphones over her ears and started jamming out to his classic rock mixtape. Born to be wild!
And that's why Goldilocks and actually the three aardvarks returned.
Hey! She took a bite of my porch and I dropped my spoon on the floor. Somebody took a bite of my porch and I dropped my spoon on the floor too.
Dude, somebody ate all my corn dog.
Then Papa glanced into the living room.
Somebody tore open my beanbag! Oh no, mine too. Look, it's ruined. Absolutely ruined.
No, Angel. Here I come.
Artie dove into a thick layer of styrofoam beans and started making a beanbag bean snow angel in the middle of the living room.
And that's when Mama, Papa, and Artie will walk loud keep singing, coming from the bedroom.
I love rock and roll, so put another dime in the jukebox, baby. Something sing upstairs. That definitely isn't smooth jazz. Well, I prefer country music, and that is a country music either.
I'll go with the class club. Someone's out there jamming my tunes right now, and they sound horrible.
Mama, Papa, and Artie charged into the bedroom. Goldilocks was so busy dancing and singing and strutting around the room that she didn't notice the three aardvarks skulking at her.
Then she pirouetted right into them.
Goldilocks, Mama, Papa, and Artie tumbled to their feet like bowling pins, and then they all scrambled up back to their feet.
Who are you?
What are you doing? My tunes in my headphones.
Giant talking kangaroo to the rabbit pig! Help! Goldilocks rocked down the stairs, tore open the front door, and pulled her from the cottage.
Mama, Papa, and Artie were so stunned. They just stood there and watched to the bedroom window as Goldilocks fled screaming into the woods.
Then they cleaned up all the messes that Goldilocks had left behind.
Fortunately, in the end, everybody still lived happily ever after. Kind of. I got forced into a termite-free diet. I had to know our big bag would still have a better place.
Until I never got back my class walk to say I'm that crazy girl about in the woods.
You think that's bad? My life is way worse. I still have nightmares about kangaroo-tailed rabbit pigs. So, actually, I guess no one lives happily ever after. Except the turtle.
They sold at the local farmer's market.
Then, one morning, Jack went to get fresh milk for his Cheerios, but...
Mom, Bessie Ann's out of milk. What are we going to do?
Jack's mom sniffled like a tear. She scratched Bessie Ann on the top of the head.
I'm afraid we're going to have to sell her.
What? Bessie Ann's part of our family.
Jack, dear, no milk means no money. Take Bessie Ann to the market to see what kind of price you can get for a milkless old cow.
Jack pridefully looped the rope around Bessie Ann's neck, then trudged with her towards the village. Suddenly, a short-armed man appeared along the dusty road. He wore a green jacket and a bright yellow tie that looked like an ear of corn. His wide mouth showed off his perfectly white teeth. Well. Good morning, my friend. I can't help but notice a little bit down.
Jack kicked up pebbles, sending it skittering along the road.
My mom's making me sell our pet cow.
The man studied Bessie Ann's teeth and then peered inside her ears.
I want to find
woman, a bovine beauty.
She's kind of old.
Age is only a number.
She's kind of skinny.
A model of non-fat fitness.
And, well, she doesn't give milk anymore.
I'm lactose intolerant. I'll take her.
You will?
The man began plucking ears of corn from inside his green jacket.
I know it's not for a single cow, but I insist on paying you not just 2 ears of corn, but 3.
Only 3 ears of corn for an entire cow? My mom would kill me.
Okay, my lad. You drive a hard bargain. I can tell you're a natural-born negotiator. How about 4?
The man pulled another ear of corn from the sleeve of his jacket.
But it's only corn.
Keep in mind, this is not just ordinary corn.
What are you talking about?
Oh, how forgetful of me. Didn't I tell you this was magic corn?
Jack studied the corn which looked entirely unmagical. Of course, he never had seen magical corn before, so he wasn't sure what it looked like.
I'm not sure, my mom.
Any mother would be proud of a son who managed to get 5 years of magic corn for a single cow. I never offered such an amazing deal for anyone in my life.
Jack wanted to make his mom proud. And if the corn really was magic,
I guess. Maybe.
Marvelous. Fine, this is my lad.
Jack and the green jacket man shook hands and made their trade. Jack hoped his mom would be impressed by his cow swapping skills. But
You traded Bessie for what?
5 ears of corn?
Why would you make a deal like that?
It's magic corn, Mom.
If it's magic, then what does it do?
Well, the guy never really explained that part.
That was not the answer Jack's mom was looking for. She snatched the corn from Jack's arm and pitched it out the window. Worthless! That's what it is. First we lost our milk, and now we lost our cow for a few measly ears of corn! But if no excuses, just go to bed. In the morning, I'll find out what to do from keeping us from starving.
sad and defeated, Jack plumped into his lumpy mattress in the corner of the cottage. But as he slept, when Jack woke up the next morning, he found that an enormous corn sack had grown right outside his window. It was covered with huge ears of corn and reached the cloud. Jack was afraid of heights, but he's even more afraid of his mom when she was angry. He decided to climb the cornstalk. He hoped that by the time he got home, his mom would be calmed down about the cow for corn tray. Jack climbed. And he climbed. When Jack finally got to the top of the cornstalk, he was amazed that he discovered a huge castle sitting on top of a cloud. The castle's rough wooden door was more than 100 feet high, but stood open with the slightest sliver. Jack slipped inside.
Whoa! Jack couldn't believe what he'd found.
He spotted a sack of gold bigger than he was. Ahead, Dad. Laid golden eggs.
harmonica that played all by itself. Jack was about to see if the harmonica could play the blues when...
The entire castle shook as a giant stepped into the room. A wild gray beard sprung from his face like an overgrown bush. His nose looked like a lumpy red potato.
Jack ducked behind his spectred goat. His knees wobbled, swiveled down his forehead.
The giant started digging through barn-sized cupboards, and they hung on the wall.
Fee, fi, fo, fummy. I want chocolate for my tummy.
And the giant stopped and sniffed the air.
Fee, fi, fo, fickle. I smell boil a giant pickle.
Jack had his breath.
The giant began searching the room. He peeked on the tables, he peered into covers, he even bit canvassing in half and examined inside. He frowned. Fee, fa, fo, fiddle. I thought there'd be a boy in the middle.
Jack crouched lower and lower behind the sack of gold. But
Fee, fa, fo, gotcha. The giant snatched up the bag of gold in one hand and plucked up Jack with his other.
Ah! Don't eat me! Don't eat me! The giant held Jack by the back of his shirt and squinted at him.
Jack thrashed, but he couldn't get loose. The giant smiled, revealing teeth as large as sheep.
I didn't...
Fee, fo, what's your name? Did you stop to play a game?
Jack's eyes watered as the giant's breath blasted over him, leaking like sweaty gym socks washed in skunk spray.
I didn't do anything. I just wanted to go home.
The giant scowled.
Fee, fo, fo, fee. I want something good to eat.
Jack's mind spun. If he hadn't traded for the magic corn from the Green Jacket Man, he would have been this mess.
But then, thinking of the Green Jacket Man gave Jack an idea. He flashed a toothy white grin at the giant.
I know you're excited about the magic corn talk I delivered this morning. So I bet you wonder how much it costs. Well, but you probably expected to pay more. But I insist on only letting you pay one bag of gold for it.
Fee, fo, fo. Huh?
Okay. You have a hard bargain. I can tell you're a natural-born negotiator. I suppose you could give me the golden egg can too.
The giant scratched his head, sure that something was wrong.
Fine. You can include the magic harmonica to cover the cost of ground cloud delivery, but I refuse to take anything else.
The giant shook Jack's hand, taking the deal before the price went up again.
When Jack got home, he and his mother used one of the hen's golden eggs to buy a whole herd of cows.
Then he opened Bessie Ann's ice cream parlor, which served the best butter brickle ice cream in the kingdom, and featured light music by the magical harmonica.
And even the giant lived happily ever after with his cornstalk.
stood to cook in front of the king and held up a straw.
Would you care for a straw, Mr. Minister?
Of course I want a straw. Do you expect me to tip up my royal beverage every time I need to slake my thirst? I might put majestic muscle. Only peasants tip their beverages.
Upon reading the king's sentence, the waiter had an idea.
You see, the lazy king had a reputation for being a very stingy tipper. The waiter hoped if he got the king's attention, it would lead to a large tip when the king finished his burger.
So the waiter slid the straw into the king's coke and smiled.
I hate to brag, Mr. Minister, but I Dr. Rose, librarian who could turn this pot of straw into gold.
Gold?
The king started.
Oh, yes, your most excellent lordshipness. It's quite a talent. I hand rolls a pot of straw at night, and poof, in the morning she changed it into gold.
The king started beating eyes, twinkling and screamed.
I must witness this myself.
The king shoved the whole double-Lux bacon cheeseburger into his mouth and swallowed his ice-cold Coca-Cola in one swallow.
He was so excited, he forgot to use a straw. He also forgot to leave the poor waiter a tip.
The next morning, the king summoned Rose into the castle.
My dear, dear Rose, I've heard so much about you. Of course. Your wonderful father, waiter, what's his face, told me all about your special abilities.
So you know I memorized the whole entire Dewey Decimal System?
Ha, I see your jokester. Enough of that. Let's leave humor to the court jester. You have more important work to do.
Curious but confused, Rose followed the king through the castle until he shoved her into a room filled with boxes of plastic straws.
Here you go, dear Rose, 100,000 straws. If you could turn them all into gold like your father said you can have a chill can of Coke in the morning. If not, then, well, I'll have to kill you.
But, my king, I'm only a librarian.
Have a nice night.
The king slammed the room's big wooden door and snapped a heavy lock into place.
Rose slumped onto the room's cold stone floor and wept.
What was Daddy thinking? I'm only a librarian. I can't turn straws into gold. A little man in a tunic appeared in the middle of the room.
Everything about the little man was plenty. His nose, his ears, his beard.
Even his knees and eyebrows.
Hello, my lady. Why are you crying?
Apparently, my father told the king I could turn plastic straws into gold. Now the king has given me until morning to do it. If I don't, he's going to kill me.
Straws into gold? Easy peasy.
Are you kidding? Do you think if I could do that, I'd have spent 8 years memorizing the whole entire Dewey Decimal System?
Well, I could turn the straws into gold, but you'd have to pay me.
How about this?
Rose unclasped the thin silver locket that had been her mother's.
Deal.
The little man shoved the locket deep into the pocket of his tunic.
Then he started waving 2 straws around like magic wands.
He pumped his pointed knees up and down like blacksmith's billows.
He twisted and twirled in slow looping circles, his eyes crossed and his head lobbing like a dead fish.
Take a sip, get a grip, make a move that's bold. Straws that goes up the noses suddenly are gold.
Without warning, the little man plunged each straw into each nostril.
Both touched his straws transformed to solid gold.
Rose watched his son's signs as the little man kept dancing and chanting and shoving straws up his nostrils all night long. Until it was nearly morning and...
The last 2 straws were finally turned into gold.
I can't believe you did it!
I told you I would. Thanks for the locket. Without another word, the little man smiled, bowed, and disappeared just as the king swung open the door.
Whoa! Gold straws!
Yes, my king. May I go home now?
My dear Rose, home is so overrated. Here's a chilled can of Coke. Now come with me. I have another surprise. The king led Rose into a room that was twice as large. 200,000 straws. This time, I'll give you a chilled can of Coke in a glass bottle. Everyone knows Coke tastes better from a glass bottle. Of course, if you don't change the straws into gold, death. See you in the morning.
The door slammed shut. The lock clicked into place, and Rose stood alone in a large room with 200,000 straws.
It only took a single tear rolling down her cheek before...
Hello again, my lady. Why are you crying?
It's the king. This time he needs 200,000 plastic straws turned into gold.
Easy peasy chicken cheesy. What will you pay me? Rose pulled off a silver ring that had been her grandmother's.
How about this?
Deal.
The little man took the ring and shoved it deep into the pocket of his tunic, got 2 straws from a box, and started his chant.
Take a sip, get a grip, make a move that's bold. Straws that goes it up the noses, suddenly are gold. By the next morning, the little man had poofed away and...
Woo-hoo! More gold!
The king handed Rose a glass bottle of Coke.
Now, dear Rose, wait until you see what I have next.
Why did it do that?
1,000,000 straws! But this time, if you turn them all into gold, I'll make you my queen. Happy gold making!
You probably know what happened next. Rose cried, the little man reappeared and asked what Rose would pay.
I gave you my mother's locket. I gave you my grandmother's ring. I don't have anything left.
Fortunately, I offer a deferred payment plan. I'll turn the straws into gold by tonight, and someday, when you marry the king and have the baby, you'll give the baby to me.
But...
Deal.
And once again, you probably know what happened next.
Take a sip, get a grip, make a move that's bold. Straws that goes is up the noses, suddenly are gold.
The little man turned all 1,000,000 straws into gold. The king married Rose, and within a year, a baby princess was born. Then...
I'm back.
No, please don't take my baby. I'll give you all the gold in the kingdom. Just don't take my little girl.
I can make gold, remember? But I like to be fair. Tomorrow morning, I'll give you 3 guesses to figure out my name. If you get it right, you can keep your baby. And then the little man disappeared.
Feeling like she was in a horrible fairy tale, Rose did the only thing she could think of. She grabbed the book of fairy tales and searched for strange names.
After reading fairy tales all night long, Rose finally had 3 names on her list. She was confident one of them must be right.
So in the morning,
Hello, 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 my queen! Do you know my name?
Hansel,
Nope.
the Frog Prince.
Wrong again.
Rose smiled confidently in her final guess. After all, she had gotten the name from a fairy tale nearly identical to her own life. She smiled at the little man.
Rumpelstiltskin. The little man gasped.
How did you know my uncle's name?
Your uncle?
Of course, but we look nothing alike. His ears are much pointier.
But I thought...
My name's Bob. Sorry. Too bad you used all your 3 guesses. I'll take my baby now. Without warning, the little man scooped the baby princess from the mother's arms and...
The little man and the princess were never seen again.
Fortunately, Bob was actually a very nice man, and he made an excellent father. He and the baby lived happily ever after.
And even though Rose was sad, if the baby had grown up in the castle, she'd probably have turned out cruel and greedy, just like her real father, the king.
So I guess it's the good thing the little man's name was...
Miss Shelley's 4-year-old. The narrators of Goldilocks. Goldilocks, Artie, Papa, and Mama. The narrators of Jack and the Cornstalk. Jack, the salesman, the giant, the mother, Bessie Ann, the magical harmonica, and the magic hen. The narrators for Not Rumpelstiltskin. And the king, the waiter, Rose, and Bob. We do have a short little kindergarten graduation. If you could please stay in your seat for that. All the kids are headed back to classrooms. Thank you for bringing treats to share a little fellowship time. I believe the rain stopped or never started or has been stopped. All the snacks are outside. Please, we ask you go get your child from their classroom. Miss Kim's 3-year-olds are in Miss Shelley's kindergarten classroom, so you don't have to cross the street. Thank you guys so much. The kids worked so hard. We're really proud of them. That was probably the best we've ever done it, so God is good. Oh, I'm sorry. And Mrs. Schmiege and the kids have worked really hard on art all year long, and it's all over the hallway. Go enjoy it as well. Thanks.
Okay, this will not be too long. So this is kind of the kindergarten graduation, because it's not every day you get to graduate kindergarten. So thank you, parents of kindergarten, for giving me the opportunity to teach them, encourage them, help them grow. We don't just grow academically, we grow emotionally, socially, spiritually. So the awards that I chose for all of the kids are for
Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. I hope you had a wonderful night. God has truly blessed these students and these teachers and your families. Thank you for entrusting your students to our school. We love them so much, and we can't wait to see what's around the next corner. Once you get your children from their classrooms, you are welcome to head outside, have some treats, enjoy the thankfully very nice evening outside. Thanks, and have a wonderful night.